Let's take a look at some of the players we'll be seeing compete today. Remember, we had the bottom 25 from yesterday and 25 from the last chance major, so they will take the stage today.
Are going to rotate into Video. We've seen him go for the reboot card onto Mr. Savage. Uncontested Northdown Nets. That's a no-brainer that he's going to get him back into the game, back up as a duo. But as you can see in the minimap, they are split up. They called out this strategy to start the game. They're trying to cover more ground. They're trying to take more space away. This also allows them to get better lines of sight around the map. Via Vico. I don't see Pink. Got to imagine he is by himself as a solo, and he's suffering to surge right now. 13 below the threshold. Now he's in zone. Everything crumbling down. Only a few seconds to try to land the shot that matters, and he's not going to be given that opportunity. Down goes Pink. Down goes Vico. But from day one, as we get a replay from Clix and Epicwell, one of the biggest teams everybody came to see. They get aggressed on due to Storm Surge, and they shine bright. Storm Surge is not a problem from them as they pick up 2 eliminations.
Get an opportunity to get full shields, and for Aegis, this is even worse.
Yeah, he only has 23 HP, doesn't have time to sit back. Nice shot's gonna be fired. That is a huge siphon and refresh for Agers, because now he's boosted up in the mats. He has a little bit more HP to work with. The flopper, the medkit he can use in-game, and if him Kanata can find a way to reunite, he has the minis and another knock onto QNDX. Agers doing what he did in their championship run. The siphon's gonna be picked up, but he has to get to zone. This is a 5-tick. Time is running out, and another Menmith. Miracle upon miracle landing in the palm of Ager's hands.
He's trying to do what he can to make it across, but this hill phase is just so problematic still. The Menmith plus the medkit, he just doesn't have the mobility that he'd be hoping for. With so many teams having already pushed in, he might just barely make it in the nick of time. He's got to find another siphon opportunity, but even just making it this far is more than enough.
I feel like I heard him on stage. Don't worry, Kanata, I'm trying to keep himself alive. Storm Surge isn't a worry, but it's the HP, it's the zone that's pulling away.
So unfortunate though. Savage gonna be unable to do anything in terms of helping out the deal. Simply has to watch and wait, continue their run. That flopper though, along with the crash pads, does a great job placing him into the zone. Mr. Savage moving through all the traffic, eating shots as well, but doesn't care in the slightest. He's just continuing to push forward. He's making his own path through. Actually, Bryce and Chumps now at the top of the lobby, but Bill's running incredibly low.
Yeah, multiple top 10 performances in the major this year. I think Bryce and Chubbs are one of the teams that are falling under the radar, and they're ready to make a statement, just like Komet, but he runs out of time, he runs out of space, he goes down as his Menmith runs dry.
Kanata, another mini, going to be popped. The patience, it's so hard to be patient through all this chaos as well. It's so easy to get distracted and think, okay, this is the perfect time to strike. A drop down to the low ground here for Kanata. Recognize the fact that he's got some players directly above him. Still has a couple of mini shield pushes he can utilize. Source, on the other hand, won't make it through. Cooper going absolutely nuclear with the back-to-backs here. Cooper just won't let it go. He's actually got it.
It's actually Bryce and Chubb. I thought Cooper just stole away the game, but it's Bryce and Chubbs.
Now, of course, there's actually so much to talk about. Really quickly, let's highlight the duo in second place there, Cooper and Nero. We saw Chubbs and Bryce. It almost could have gone the way of Cooper.
Play out, and they're going to be one of the first teams rotating out of that side. And Taco, I think we've seen this strategy before. FHD and Hero might be doing something that only one region has done so far on the weekend.
Zagu and Feppo are somewhat of an inspiration, one might say, as far as this strategy is concerned. And we can see Bing trying to crawl away here.
Success, but he's not giving up very many shots either. But Vico is down. Now it's Bing's turn to try to hold 10 toes down. Nice shot, nice knock. Has to reload though. The mistake has happened, but he makes up for it. Pink stays alive, but there's still another player, a whole nother team hot on their heels, not wanting to let anybody survive in this position. This is what you call a phenomenal third party, but Pink wastes no time trying to disengage. He's trying to get out, and
we're talking about consistency, and right now for Bryce and Chubbs, so far they're consistently holding onto that high PX in. Kitos trying to tart through some of these secondary high layers. so far, haven't managed to encounter anybody just yet. Aegis, though, breaks through the veil that he doesn't want to find himself behind. That's going to be an elimination. Credit to Shalom, as now PA's in. Kitos tries to tuck their way forward. Crash pad, get a shot up on height, but it's not enough to actually break anything or knock down Bryce.
Yeah, but they're one of the few teams that sees what's going on above. They can easily try to make that a target if it's something they want to do. Quanti and TK, you heard them qualifying in that last game thanks to a big clutch by Quanti, trying to keep that show on the road. Reason goes down. Jen is trying to make up for it. Elimination's going to be found. Runs out of build, runs out of map. That's Noxy who's going to be able to take him down.
Quanti and TK, they seem to have found a slight gap. Nobody else quite discovering them just yet. PA's in, and Kitos, though, they've managed to make a resurgence for the high ground. Pixie and Cheatin down below on the opposite end of the spectrum. They're still forced to deal with some of the congestion that remains.
Bryce and Chubbs have a chance. Root win from the high ground, win from the low ground as Pixie takes down P8sin, saving that siphon for later. Now it's going to come in handy. As soon as somebody else does eliminate it, that is going to be TK who cleans that one up. Only one player here left as a solo. Quanti going around, goes for the high ground. That's Kitos, the final solo. He gets dropped in the palm of his hands, but he dunks on him as Cheatin picks up that elimination onto TK. Quanti falls. Top two situation with Cheatin and Pixie being our final duo left alive. Kitos, on the other hand, using that early high ground to his advantage, but it only lasts for so long. Cheatin and Pixie take the game.
HP to actually survive the fall is because he hit that shot, got that siphon.
So disgusting. Here are the standings as we take a look. Remember, if you're just joining us, we're looking for top 25. That's where we want to end the day. Chubbs and Bryce picked up game number 1 in the VR.
Points. There is a decent amount of ground to cover, and game number 3 would be the perfect opportunity to try and find your place on the leaderboards if you haven't already.
Yeah, quick to the punch. Moneymaker getting one side of Mini Bastion, getting some minis. He at least got a silenced pistol. You see the shield getting boosted up, the turrets getting tossed down. That's at least going to give them information if they cross any one of those paths. Moneymaker cuts off the launch pad, doesn't let them go anywhere. Shots are getting fired in from multiple angles, and Moneymaker strikes first. Even with the shield turrets doing so much damage, he's able to do what he can, but it's blocked off. They went for it again. Jamon's getting trapped. It doesn't matter what help you have on your side because Moneymaker comes out on top. And you saw to start the game off that it was both Wixie and Curb on the other side, putting some shots down over towards Sanguine Sweets, but now the tables have turned. They try to get aggressive, but it's the angles from both Cheatin and Pixie, the game number 2 winners, that are trying to chop him down to size. You see Pixie trying to go in, but he gets pressured as well. Everything comes to a standstill momentarily, waiting for somebody to make the big move, but hopefully it's not a misstep. They're separated. This might be the saving grace for both Kirby and Wixie because they're two players that are two different regions as the shots get fired off. He's ready to finish this fight, breaks into the box, and takes down Cheatin. This is what we came to see. Waiting for the zone to pull in. That's where they're going to put their eyes back on it. As King and Phaser, they're just trying to reunite, get the most out of those splashes. We've already seen King put on a show yesterday in the upper bracket with that sniper. Trying to do it here yet again. And you can see the difference in augments between the two teams. First shotgun is going to have the commonality between the two, but now they get aggressed on that high ground. Phaser trying to reposition. That's AIM and Zazie who aren't afraid to take a fight against Brazil's best, and they come out on top for now. King goes down. Another team drops in. That's Cal Gamer and 7man. They take advantage of the third party.
And directly next to his box for time being, but Kaizen, he's still making the most of things. Last splash going to be used, but a rocket ram to quicken the rotation. Jess has to hope that nobody spots him on the way back down. Miro is going to be the first that he comes up behind. Kaizen actually finds the knock onto Miro. The elimination siphon, a little bit of materials refresh, but Cooper with a quick revenge.
Almost a huge W for him. Into the top 13 we go. Majority of the placement points have already been picked up to this point. But if you want to make sure you qualify, you got to continue going. Badil under pressure. Mr. Savage said it himself. Badil is someone I trust to frag out at the end, to pick up these points. If he has a moment to stabilize, he could get some HP back. Shields on top of that, but running out of resources, fresh out. he's gonna have to think of something outside of the box, inside of somebody else's box, into the distance, lands a shot onto Source. That gives him a little bit of a speed boost thanks to his accelerated Maven, even gets a knock onto Peterbot before going down altogether.
The sabotage, though, from Badil onto Peterbot. That's going to stop Peterbot's run for the time being. Kanata, though, still keeping things moving right now, all by his lonesome. Doesn't have Aegis with him, does have a nice pick-off view, but won't be able to connect that Preacher. So good at destroying builds, but can definitely be tough to land some shots.
CalGamer on the top, along with Nutty. Hopefully they don't run into each other, but CalGamer knows where his teammate did go down. Even though the reboot card, some would say he's going after, but it's all that materials into the top 5. 3 players are running around as solos. Bylaw's gonna be one of them, but the Kings on top of the castle for now is gonna be polarized and scented as they fall down below. CalGamer was another one. A nice shot's gonna be landed, but no resources continue to build up for polarized, but scented is there. They put the pressure on. A lot of damage, and the siphon goes through. They clean house to take him out. Bylaw flies next. 2v2 situation. NA versus NA. Duke and Edgy versus polarized and scented, but this is gonna be drawn out just a little bit. The building of Mega City, it's indestructible. It's hard to break through, but Duke finally finds the wall that he can bypass. A little bit of builds, a little bit of resources left.
Duke and Edgy, they know that they needed this one. It's been a tough time so far in these first couple of games. And for game number 3, this could definitely be their moment. Polarized and Los, though, they're not looking to let it go anytime soon. Up the center and immediately taken back down. Edgy stood no hope here. Now it's Duke left in a solo clutch situation. 2 of NA's finest directly above him.
What?
Massive shot, though, onto Sentry. Duke with the back-to-back, and it's a victory royale out of nowhere.
I thought their finals run was insane enough, but they have topped it tenfold. Probably one of the best clutches we have witnessed in Fortnite history.
I just want to talk about Batman Booga and Rapid. Batman Booga has been a player that has grown over the last few years right here, and jumping up into this 3rd place spot, I think showcases it so well.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's not an easy situation, especially coming into this stage of the competition when you're in that lower bracket. It's very, very, very difficult.
Most contested island, the island where all of the teams on the bubble lie. Mr. Savage has 2 elims. Guess what? One of them is Bryce. Can they get Chubbs here? Can they find their 4th elimination right now? Badil already working his way in. Looking good. Chubbs goes down, but it's not to them. It's to the hands of FHD and Hero here, a team that equally needed those elims. They needed those points, but who secures the loot?
Yeah, I heard it get captured there at the tail end, but I don't know who actually got credit for the capture. We see the loot falling through. Badil and Mr. Savage trying to steal as much of it as possible. Might have been Fahad and Hero who grabbed that one. Clicks and Epic Weld, long gone off of Rift Island. You saw them cover up that bounce pad, and now they're trying to use it. Suns and Anon trying to make something of their last opportunities here on the day. They saw Alex and Worthy qualify out of OCE, and they don't want to leave them as the lone team in the grand finals representing their region. Nice opportunity here to pick up more points. He's going to slip on through. That's Chris on the other side. Suns not only needs the points, but he needs the refresh. He needs that loot that he has in his hands, and Anon, him, can't stay too much longer in this zone before they go down.
Also recognizing the additional damage turning on here. Look at how quickly they're falling underneath the Storm Surge. Storm Surge will, of course, turn on just about 10 seconds. Start dealing tons of damage to the lobby. Huge tag right there, though. That might be a game changer. No, it's only worth 100. Into the zone they go. Here it is. Let's see what they can do.
Hero's right next to him. At least Suns made it in, giving him a shot, but Storm Surge taking him down. One more tick before he goes back to the lobby.
Wow.
He's doing what he can. 40 below, and he barely goes above by 81. The risk versus the reward. At least he stays alive. King and FaZe are still find a way to hold on to that high ground. Put so much damage on Yanis, who tried to contest him up there. Sends him back down low into the mud.
What a game for Shalom and Papa here. Also ranking their way all the way up right now. Getting very close, getting very comfortable, but Shalom Falls is all up to MK Papa here. Has to put the teammate on his back quite literally. They decide, hey, you don't have to save me. I'm gonna try to stay up right here. Clicks is gonna fall. Epic Whale has to do it by himself in the end game. He has no build. Shots come from everywhere. Down he goes to his NA friends. TK there. And now, Snazy, Podesai, another endgame for them. This is their moment. This is their chance to do it all.
I know everybody at home can hear the crowd through our mics cheering loud and proud. We already seen Podesai get a massive amount of points as a solo. This time, yes, his dynamic duo trying to go ahead and lead the charge into the qualification spot along with Pink and Vico. They've been doing so much damage all around the lobby all game long, and they don't intend to stop here, especially with 7 eliminations. They already got themselves into the top 10. Now they're trying to grab the last half of those points.
And only one build left. He comes all the way down to low ground. They'll be alive for a little bit longer, but 4 duos remain. One's a single solo in the mix here. In this entire game, Shadow from the shadows, the back of the leaderboards, all the way on up, here to play Epset. He makes an end game. This is gonna surely put him in a true chance for the bubble spot. Down he goes to the hands of Pink and Vico. Pink and Vico have rocketed their way up. It's gonna be such a contentious final round. But first, who will win this one? Who will secure that dub here? Podesai will surely get eaten alive by the storm, and he fails to build there. It's unfortunate here. Comes in through the side, down he goes, and it's now a 2v2.
That's gone, and Pingu at the bottom. Fall damage is real on the Vico, but he gets the trade at the bare minimum, and Pink and Vico take the game. That could have been it, Monster.
New Vico, right? He knows when to pick his spots, and he takes them perfectly.
And look at that right there, moving up 26 placements to now be in 7th place.
Have switched. Usually it's Sun and Anon playing from the low ground, which hasn't really worked out for them. Now we have the side angle and a lot of damage onto Adapter. He's trying to follow it up with Combat SMG, trying to get him to expend as many of those resources as possible to make the fight that much easier. A little peekaboo shot from Adapt. FKS trying to clean that one up as well, but they just get pushed right back into the same box. Shields are going to get dropped. One's going to go down. Adapter trying to hang on his final lifeline, but Suns with another angle. They win the most important battle of their day so far. Continuously falling. A lot of his heals are going to be expended in this situation. But what choice does he have? He's a solo in a world of duos.
Yeah, and that damage that shows just slowly slipping away, getting further and further, looking for any of that leftover loot. He knew that he had something here. There was stuff to spare. Has to pop the slurp juice, take the double. I was gonna say the double movement potentially, but no. He needs the shotgun. He's got to do something monumental now. Will it be a solo? Will it be a duo he lands on? Let's find out. He finds a team rotating here. It's Belusi and more, but then into the box, and he almost does it. It was so close. He finds Q&D, but Rapid was there to seal the deal.
Down, and he's doing it with an unorthodox playstyle, not really carrying a shotgun until that final moment.
Oh no, this is everything.
Well, 139 below though. They realize the situation that they're in. Even though they might want to back off, they have no choice but to go forward. That's PH Zen and Keto's on the other side. And this is where they're just trying to back down. They're doing just enough, one foot in front of the other. But if they continue to wait for too long, Storm Surge will activate, and they don't have many heals between the two.
This is so scary because PHN has been on fire, but he doesn't have shields. Clix has to do it. He has to do it here and now, and he does. Puts up the numbers. Well played, but it's not enough. He's still 5 below. He's gonna have to heal here and find a tag. Can he get it? No. Shot from above. It's Hen who plays upset. Pam's still here. If he doesn't find a tag, it's all over. Epic gets it in the nick of time and enough time to potentially save his duo. Oh my gosh. But Clix is dropping everything. He's saying, hey, you have to stay alive. Play for yourself. Do it here and now.
Yep, this is the final moments. We've seen Epic Well clutch out before in the past, but that's exactly it. He doesn't have any heals to work with. Neither did Clix on his down body, so it's all up from here, but unfortunate. He's just trying to go ahead and use those bounce pads, every tool he has in his tool belt to try to get there, and maybe even try to sneak attack one of these teams that might know he's there. Perfect rotation coming out from Epic, not really getting tagged up. This is his chance. He's barely on that mine. He's barely on the threshold trying to stay alive.
Stay alive a little bit longer and you can get the placement points. That is truly what he needs to do. He's in 27th. Once he breaks past 25th, every team that falls will be a difference maker. It's all or nothing right now. Starts to close and move in. Players jumping everywhere. Zones on his tail side. Crash pads in front of him. He takes one. Left exposed. He's nervous. Tensions are high here.
Time is definitely ticking. Only a few seconds left before
No one's
Storm Surge
falling.
activates. This is going to be the moment right here. It's all or nothing for Epic Well, trying to stay alive. 293 below the threshold. He's trying to move forward. He sees a couple players in front
Nice!
of him. The damage is there. He's trying to do just enough. Playing a game of peekaboo, but he's still below the damage threshold.
One tag, but no! Bila finds him! But did he do enough? Did he get to top 20 or not is the question. It's gonna be so very close. How many points did he earn? Back into the game though. The line is there. Peterbot is firing his way up to the top, and he's still going! Finishing the job that Epic left off. A clean finish there onto Rapid.
He's hoping and praying that every one of these teams are below him are getting eliminated by people who already have their spot secured, just like Peterbot and Bila. They're inside of that top 25. They're trying to push themselves even further, and he's hoping that it's them who take down some of these players. Moneymaker, Fnayan are going to be right below Bila. That's one of the teams that needed a big game here on the day. High ground's going to be stolen away from TK and Quanti.
Oh my
one
gosh.
of them's going to go down. The crash landing
Oh
comes
my
through,
gosh.
but Peterbot just dunks him out of the lobby.
Peterbot turning online now, but he loses Bila in the process now by himself. Peterbot has definitely done enough to get to Sunday finals. At this rate, it has to be. But Grols on the low ground here for Clownski has to put up the numbers. This is incredible. If he does enough, he can actually push players out of their top 25. This is one of the few players that needs a little bit more. But Deal's in front of Peterbot. There's still a few top teams in the running here.
Yeah, there's only just a couple of teams outside of that bubble that need these big points. Top 7. Every single player left is going to be solos. Peterbot falls. He was just on the bubble as well. Noxy getting an elimination onto Lushi. Final 4 players. This is it. These are the moments. Noxy falls. 1v1 situation. Fadil versus Grols. A player who already has a spot versus a player who needs a big win. Grols goes down. Fadil takes him out. But who qualified? That's the question we're asking.
What a
Are of each other,
Yeah.
how much they have each other's back, and look at that. First place coming out of the lower bracket with 249 points. But
Championships Grand Finals. Here is a look at your list, and I would want to call out one duo in particular. Bottom left, second from the bottom, Rolls and Clown. These guys literally battled it out there in game number 5 of the day, and they literally found themselves in that top 25. They were outside, and in a single game, they said, Grands will be there.